Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Battle Marshes. Playing on the southern side as the Space Marines, we've got DWs, Baltier Roshan. And playing on the northern side as the Imperial Guard, we've got Murnair. Murnair will be opening up with a couple of guardsmen, a tech priest engineer, a infantry command, and a plasma generator. Whereas Baltier Roshan is going to go for triple Scout Marines and a chapel barracks. Got super soldiers up against some regular, just innocent men, just normal lads going about their wicked and foul business. A very exciting game, as both of these players are indeed very well skilled, very well versed in their factions and shenanigans that are about to go on. We are going to see what's coming out from the chapel barracks. Just a force commander, able to contend with all the little men from the Imperial Guard. Might struggle a bit against the command squad once they get their full suite of little mini heroes and helpers out with him. That's okay. He'll be, I assume, manoeuvring around with the scouts and maybe a squad of Space Marines to contest these critical locations and these far-flung relics. Always dangerous going for these relics, because if you get a squad going in to capture it, there's no way out. And the Imperial Guard very much lack any kind of jumping capacity, whereas the Space Marines, I suppose they don't have great access to jumping units, with the exception of their assault marines up in tier 1. But there we go. I did see in the comments the other day somebody requesting for more Imperial Guard games. And while I don't respond to many comments, normally because when I see the comments I'm busy doing something else, I do read every single one of them. So to the chap or chapette that did do that comment, I see you. And there you go, look at this. Command squad moving forward into the Imperial... No, you're not the Imperial Guard. Into the Space Marine base. He's going solo, but he's got a priest with him. Doing a bit of a gander. The force commander staying by the plasma generator just to make sure the command squad ain't going to do anything. And there we go, just doing a running pass. He saw that force commander and said, nope, we're not going to contend with him just yet. Until our psychic comes out at the very least. Scouts are maneuvering around, capturing what may they can. They're going for the relic on the right-hand side. The Imperial Guard going for the relic on the left-hand side. Command squad going to hide in the heavy cover for the moment as the force commander sees what he can seize. Our Space Marines won't be able to do much in the way of assaulting the Imperial Guard in the early game. I mean, what, you've got your infantry command guarding this choke point here. Could put some pressure on this strategic point over here, but even if they attack the base, the field command is quite difficult to take down because the Imperial Guard could just hide inside their buildings. So it looks like as if Baltier Roshan is just going to focus maybe on doing a bit of poking and prodding with these scouts. And then, I assume, taking up as soon as he is able. Yeah, all...
Yes, my lord.
No, you're fully reinforced. For a second, I thought this was 3 squads of scouts, but no, it is 1 fully reinforced squad of scouts. And then just a regular gruesome twosome. As I say, can't push in because the infantry command is there. But now he knows. He knows it's there, so the southern flank should be more vulnerable. And with that knowledge comes forth the force commander. We do have a commissar in the ranks of these guardsmen. Increase their morale. And their morale regeneration. Also that last pistol that the commissar has equipped does a good chunk of damage. Lasguns not going to chase after him. We're going to engage in ranged combat for the protection of that heavy cover. A couple of guardsmen go down in the most unceremonious manner. They do have the listing post over here. Now, one thing that the Imperial Guard can do, just referencing the thing that I said earlier on about not being able to escape, there was the build listing post. They could jump inside and run away through those underground tunnels. Oh, this poor servitor narrowly avoiding being zapped by the Psyker, but only because he died. So I don't know what's worse, really. Prefer being killed by Lasgun fire or Psyker zapping. Either way, it sounds like a very Merry Christmas indeed. Speaking of Merry Christmas, Unification has came out. Just now had time to install it, download it, and have a little play with it. But tomorrow, there will be a Unification video. If anyone who's curious, I assume there's probably already people have written in the comments about where's the Unification video. But it's out soon. So both relics being pressured. Full squad of Space Marines, although I don't know why the command squad's engaging in range play with them. Send them in, bash them in close combat, let the Imperial Guardsmen live, but a little bit too late. Just going back and forth at the moment. While Listening Post is being scoured and scored by those guardsmen. Imperial Guard preventing the relic from being captured, although it's already been captured now. Yeah, that Commissar, a mean bean.
Scouts here.
Mean Mr. Bister. Scares those scouts away, but can't do really much against these Space Marines. Not until they get their upgrades. But no, you've got Tier 2, and you're going to go for Mechanized Command. And the Space Marines are halfway towards their Tier 2. Well, roughly halfway towards their Tier 2. Scary zap from the Psyker. Space Marines aren't vibing with that at all. And they will run away, losing a good amount of their number. A 50 blue to reinforce. They're quite resource intensive if you tend to lose them. Force Commander's coming back home. But yeah, no aggression from the Space Marines. They popped on a heavy bolter to it here, I assume, because they were thinking that maybe the command squad from the Imperial Guard will come over, start bashing things over here. So just making sure they're nice and safe. We're about to finish an armory for the Space Marines as well, so I assume you're going for super duper Space Marines with all their upgrades to health and damage. Maybe a Rhino for transporting them around as well. Here is a speedy priest. Look at that, just absolute demon. You can get a small smattering of priests, not attach them to any squads, and send them over. They do quite a lot of building damage. So it can be used as a mid-game harassment unit.
What would you have me do?
Here comes the Black Templar. It's already Chimera, but once they hit Tier 2, they've got the option of getting some missile launchers. Very flexible are these Space Marines. Can't really catch them out unawares once they hit that second tier. The Imperial Guard being blasted by those bolters. Flanking maneuver from the Chimera. And got a Sergeant, some plasma pistols in there as well, so more damage and more morale for them. So breaking these guys will be quite difficult now. A Sergeant can just basically respawn the morale once it's broken. But Listening Post and the Relic has been decapped. Do also, we've got a heavy weapons team, although on the front line, don't know how I feel about that. But he's moved it into the heavy cover. Try and keep it alive.
On alert, brothers.
Osman's now got that Thunder Hammer. It's a little bit of a slur every time someone gets hit by it. Commissar inspiring the men by killing some of them, increasing their firing rate and such. The weapons team being focused down. A couple of missiles going towards that Chimera. And the Sergeant, last of his squad, inspires himself. And here is that Rhino to get them out of dodge. There's a lot of firepower incoming. Once the Imperial Guard get a couple of units, a couple of mini-heroes stacked together to support each other, absolutely lethal. And that's with no upgrades. That's with no upgrades at all. So once they start getting their upgrades, it's going to be even more difficult for the Space Marines to deal with.
On alert, brothers.
A couple of heavy bolters
must be nearby.
Might be good for them. However, if you've got that command squad rustling your jimmies in melee combat, might not be the most ideal thing to go for. Go for heavy weapons increase. Hellfire Dreadnought. The Imperial Guard do have a bit of difficulty with their mobile anti-vehicle weaponry. Heavy weapons team can get a Lasgun, which is absolutely amazing against vehicles. But obviously they just sit there, minding their own business. They have a Sentinel there. And he comes out with a las cannon. Quite difficult to keep alive there.
This day shall be a glorious
especially when you've got quadruple missile launchers on the Rhinos. Not the Rhinos, sorry, the Space Marine. The Rhinos got bugger all. Got a smirk bomb there. So can give some cover. All the heavy cover for the Imperial Guard that they're occupying now. There's no way Jose. So, I mean, I assume what Roshan's going to do is he's thinking, right, okay, well, the Imperial Guard are well entrenched down here. Why not attack the... Oh, no, you've got a little bit of shenanigans going on, but a lot more defendable, I'd say. Or assaultable, even. Here goes one squad of Space Marines. A little journey. Going off on their own travels. A land speed of Tempest as well.
Taking damage.
The Rhino's been shot up by some missiles. We'll gradually break it down. Comes those missile men. We'll focus down that turret as quickly as they can. The good thing as well is that they can, because this map is essentially split by this forest here, they can go from one side to another relatively easily. Sentinel spotted land speeder, and look at the amount of damage each individual shot does. Imperial Guard using those underground tunnels, and a hellhound.
Beware the alien. The
Massive AoE damage. Morale being tested. Even the Space Marines don't enjoy being on fire, but Rhino will come in to rescue them. The battle bus to return them home. So okay, you've got a second squad of Space Marines. Yeah, I was thinking that one squad is not going to be enough. We've got quadruple heavy bolters. As long as he keeps away from that command squad, should be able to rip their way through the Imperial Guardsmen. As currently they're naked guardsmen, they've got no upgrades, so they will be killed remarkably quickly. Got a chaplain to join that second squad as well to increase their health regen. 2 Hellfires. So even the Sentinel will have difficulty. There goes a smoke grenade.
Rhino transport is prepared.
Gauntlet has been thrown down. The Imperial Guard went back over here, expecting that the Space Marines would try again on the right side, but no, that's not the case. This was first about to go down. Don't think that Mon Air is going to use this to travel. There we go. Hellfires moseying on forward. There's plenty of guardsmen left there. They've got their priest. They've got 2 priests actually. Hellfires are not going to mess with them. They've got a little bit of damage done to the economy. They'll now run away. Some assault marines, but fast attacking. Assume that now he thinks that, okay, well, Imperial Guard now down over here. Let's move over to the right-hand side and see what we could do here. Trying to pick apart the Imperial Guard. These guys essentially want to stand still and hold the line. But if you keep on having to shift the line, it becomes a lot more difficult to deal with. Notice now he's going to attack from this side again. Dreadnoughts getting into position in the light cover down here. Curse of the Machine Spirit on one of those dreadnoughts in the forest. The submarines being burnt to a crisp. Trying to focus down the heavy weapons team. Valkyrie bombardments. The Battleland Space Marines. And they seem to be holding. Despite being in the light cover and using that smoke bomb. Oh no, imagine they are living. Doing alright. Submarines being a right nuisance on the back lines here. The Sentinel goes down. The Hellhound there is still quite healthy for the moment. The commander in the command squad is dead. It's a long engagement this. No one's willing to give up any ground here. As we move a little bit further forward. Got numbers on their side, and if they want to reinforce or buy more units, they are inside their own base. More chimeras, more guardsmen. And a short attempt to get to the front lines here. And despite using every trick in the book, the Imperial Guard, with their ability to just constantly redo their morale by having the Commissar sacrifice one of their own.
This day shall
Space Marines have lost all but... Oh no, they've now lost all their missile launchers. It's an anti-vehicle for them.
We are taking damage.
Hellhound's been brought down as quickly as they can. Love to run away though. I do like this though. Not sending it to its own death. We'll bring it back for a little bit of repairing. Always good for the money. Current economies, by the by, are 112 and 50 compared to 80 and 50. So even though the Space Marines have been pushed back, they do have the economic advantage here.
Marines. Oh, this will be ugly.
They're not getting anything else apart from replacement Hellfire Dreadnoughts. And a heavy bolter turret down here in anticipation for the Guardsman's assault. We'll be breaking down a listing post on the relic. So the economic advantage might tip towards the Imperial Guard if they decide to decap this point here.
Awaiting instructions.
No one's going for any crazy tier 3s at the moment. No, just more heavy weapons teams. Space Marines re-getting the missile launchers. And now some plasma guns instead.
My devotion.
I suppose the Lasguns are out. They are classed as heavy infantry. I have a priest there. Oh, right, so you are tier 3 then. Yes, because you've got the little tower on your field command.
Heavy weapons on the field.
Space Marines just chilling out in tier 2 there. They come back to haunt them. Could really do with some Terminators. Just thought they were able to stay in the fight a little bit longer. Now that the Imperial Guard are in tier 3, the initial opening of an engagement, the priests will be able to use their ability that keeps everyone alive and invulnerable. So no matter what fight they have now, unless they attack, proc that ability and then run away just to come back again. Maybe a bit of hit and run from the Space Marines.
Where do you want us, sir?
Got the auto cannon on the heavy weapons team to allow them to do basically a little bit of damage against all kinds of forces. Almost killing a squad of guardsmen. The priest managing to keep them in good stead. Yeah, late guard Imperial Guardsmen really hard to nobble down. Rhino is dead. Space Marines want to take the long way home. Losing a lot of men. Big blast as well. Where did that big blast come from? That's just I assume that was a grenade. Thankfully, Rhino down here. If one model gets into the Rhino, the whole squad just gets sucked into it. Classic Dawn of War logic. Sentinel being chased away by the missiles of the Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Second mechanized command, just to increase the squad cap. And full-scale war. So we might see a baneblade. Might see some Lehman Russes. More Space Marines on the go. Enhanced target finders as well. And Balti is just saying, no, we're going to keep on attacking. Keep on switching sides from left to right. Eventually something's going to give. Double checking if there was listening post here, but there is not. They do see an infantry command. And this is absolutely crucial to not let get set up. Otherwise, this will be another hard point for them to break through. It's taking them a fair while to kill a building, however. Well, the Space Marines is like, yes, okay, they can turn their hand to anything, but don't particularly excel in any fashion neither. And now deciding to fire out listening posts instead. That's given the Imperial Guard plenty of time to move on over and scare that squad of Space Marines away. So there we are. Space Marines, what's your plan? I mean, you've been spending a significant amount of time in tier 2. I mean, ultimately, it's either you tech up or you make some sort of breakthrough. The Imperial Guard are just going to continue their unfettered path to the big units. We're going to go for more Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Got 3 now.
I hear the machines.
With Assault Marines attacking over here, they're probably trying to bait the Imperial Guard out, see if they can get them out of their defensive posture. There's now 2 squad Space Marines 3 Hellfire Dreadnoughts. This guy's getting taken out quite nicely. Having to run away. Lord, that cavalcade of missile launchers almost one volleying that Hellhound.
The Emperor's blessing return. I will walk now.
And this might actually be a scary scenario for the Imperial Guard without their tank support. They'll do alright initially, again like I say, with the priest keeping them alive, but once those vehicles are down and that ability fades away, the person might struggle. Got no upgrades. Still relying exclusively on those big units. There's a baneblade there. But can a baneblade do all that much against all these missiles? Guardsmen throwing as many Lasguns as they can. And a dreadnought. That's a beautiful sight to see. Roshan pulling back a Hellfire. Keep them alive for now. Space Marines pop out of the Rhino transport. After all those priestly abilities have gone by the wayside. Baneblade has spawned. Surge towards a squad of Ogrins. Assault Marines will try and keep them at bay for now. Space Marines are also hiding behind their Hellfire Dreadnoughts to keep them alive a little bit. Yeah, there used to be a lot of guardsmen. Not so much now. That Baneblade is going to be a bit of an issue there. They are just getting the damage that they can. And I assume, yeah, they're going to be falling back for now. No point in trying to assault on such a honking and stonking unit. He's on the pitch. What are the Space Marines doing in their stead? Regaining their force commander. Which money have you got?
Taking damage.
Got a lot of green money, not so much blue money. Should be getting a skull probe that is able to basically sacrifice itself to stun a vehicle for a short while. Might buy them some time. Yeah, if it wasn't for that Baneblade coming out, I reckon that Space Marines would have probably have been able to continue their push. They potentially have eked out a victory there. Not all over there. There's 2 squads of Space Marines. They'll have their melter bombs, I imagine.
Squad deployed.
Everyone jumping out in the heavy cover. As survivable as they can get, really. They'll surround on that Chimera. Rather than focusing on the big one, they're killing all the little ones. Even a Baneblade with no support is going to go down. Skull Probe chasing after that Baneblade. There's no Psycho on the field at the moment, so they won't be able to spot Skull Probe. Huge blast on that Baneblade. One shot does so much damage from that main cannon. Actually, hear that? Hear that engine pair, baby? Still there. Space Marines get this bit down. Oh, but there's a whole fighting force. Space Marines getting a taste of their own medicine while they're out playing somewhere else. The Imperial Guard now come knocking at home. Some Rhinos, but the Rhinos aren't going to be doing much. Maybe throw a smoke at them. That's about it. There's a regular old dreadnought. Close combat shenanigans. They've lost a listening post and a plasma generator. I suppose losing a plasma doesn't really matter that much in this scenario, as you've got plenty saved up. A 2-pronged attack. Space Marines need to defend from a Baneblade and the infantry sections of the Guard. And one general will hold them back for a little bit. But can this mass of Space Marines sort out the Baneblade? Not sure where these dreadnoughts came from.
The enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
Here they are. got a couple of bonks on the baneblade. Look at that health go down. Skull Probe moves on in. Sacrifices itself to get the stun on the baneblade. Force Commander starting to bonk the Lehman Russ.
Securing objective.
No, quarter health down. And that baneblade just skedaddles out of there. But I respect the Force Commander for just soloing a tank there. I suppose he is a Space Marine. He does have a Thunder Hammer. Right, one Lehman Russ down. One more to go. But the Imperial Guard are not giving up. Defending with Hellfire Dreadnoughts, turrets, and Assault Marines will scare them away. That's pretty good. Baneblade down to about half health. Basilisk fires a big old blast into the middle of them. Oh no, you don't want the worst case scenario being bonked in the front by a Dreadnought, but Baneblade saves them. Space Marines have lost all their units here, minus a chaplain saying a prayer for his fallen comrades. Force Commander attempts to bonk the Baneblade. That's not the case. Sad time. And Valtier Roshan says no thank you. None of that. He stayed in tier 2, and to be fair, he almost got it. If he was able to just, like I say, if that Baneblade didn't spawn when it did, that assault could have potentially worked. And that constant swapping between left and right when doing all his fighting stuff, that again, being able to pick apart the Imperial Guard is the way to go. But no, they had all the stuff. Wonderful vehicles, those chimeras gave the Imperial Guard the maneuverability to respond to threats of violence no matter where they were, and just out-teching, getting the big stuff. Always a good idea. So there we go, so cheers boys and girls for watching at home, and if you want Spot Channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one extra game a week, and there is also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. Mine's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.